I think these black young men, specifically the one whose credit card was used to pull this bike out of the system, was attacked by a pregnant thug.
She understands the power of her weaponized tears. Hell, if I was walking by, my first inclination would have been, is she getting robbed? What's going on, right? That would have been my first thought.
It's kind of funny that you watch the video and you don't think that at all. It's Greg. Greg is this guy's name.
Nice. Well, thank you, Greg, for uploading this video.
Greg Foreman is the black conservative perspective.
Well, you can start. I have to go to the bathroom real quick, but you can start it.
Okay, here we go.
Thug and that she's dangerous. Take a look.
I have the full background on this Karen. The Karenicity is unbelievable. Put up the picture. We got her name, where she works, her boss. I want to remind...
That's so evil. They tracked down the woman's boss. Why? Why? Over just a common dispute.
You of a couple of things that happened in this video. Obviously, it is telling, right? You know, she said, and I quote, "You are hurting my fetus, my unborn child." Did you all hear that part? She said that. Why did she say that? Because that bolsters her argument to do what she's attempting to do, which is theft under any other circumstance. We will call this attempted theft if the black male went up to the white female who paid for her opportunity to utilize the device. And
which is actually what happened.
He decided to grab it and try to take it. We will call that clearly attempted theft.
Oh, I'm so glad he spells it out clearly here. We would call that attempted theft, which it seems like that's what happened from the receipts. So it's good to know he's clear on what's going on here.
Sarah Jane Comrie appears to be an employee of the New York City, NYC Health Hospitals based on the embroidered health systems logo observed on her scrubs. The hospital prides itself in neonatal care. Okay.
I think these black young men, specifically the one whose credit card was used to pull this bike out of the system, was attacked by a pregnant thug. Let's just call it what it is. Had that been
a pregnant thug, ouch! This guy's not playing. This guy's for real. He's serious. He's pissed. We need to track down these kids and give them a GoFundMe.
Had this been reversed, everybody would have been up in uproar about how these black men have no care for life or people's rights or people's property. But when it's reversed, we talk about the first white man that ran up and tried to get them to reset the bike. Did you see at the end of the video, the young white man in black ran up aggressive as I'm assuming that pit bull was in Indiana. This is what happens when white women cry help, even when they don't deserve it. The exploitation of the word help in this case is unbelievable. The fake tears on demand is unbelievable. She should be tried for endangering her fetus, her unborn fetus. She put that child in danger. Because had that young man reacted in a different way when she pushed him for something that he's already used his resources to pay for, it would have been a whole different situation. So she should be liable, not just for.
If the guy attacked her, she should be liable, right? Not the guy has no agency over his own actions. This is like the fucking wackiest shit ever.
Yeah, who is this guy?
I don't know. Didn't he say in the beginning of the clip when he came on?
No.
Are you sure?
Look, this is in another video. This is in Greg's video. It's not in. We're not watching the TYT video, so.
No. This is he's just playing Rashad's video.
Right, but he skipped to. They just skipped to this section where the guy's going crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did say in the very beginning that if the black guy was trying to take the bike away from the woman and the woman paid for it, we would obviously call that theft. Which that's exactly what happened. So
that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
I'm glad to know that he's willing to call it theft.
So this is Mayor Mondale Robinson.
This guy's a mayor?
He's a mayor, apparently, according to the Chiron.
I would move I would move from that city.
He's mayor of Enfield, North Carolina.
North Carolina, wow.
So there you go.
They don't like white
Mondale
folks in North
Robinson.
Carolina.
Well, at least in Enfield. So
I'm telling
battery
you.
on him, but the attempted battery that she could have caused that fetus, then she should also be fired. Let's just say it. Who that looks like us? What black person want this woman around their newborn child in a neonatals? Ain't no way I would feel comfortable. But like you said, the explanations become glaring when we see these people's behavior. The lack of care for black life. You are threatening a black man's life when you are a white woman screaming to help when you don't need it, because a cop comes up and they act just like these white men. So this woman is dangerous.
Dangerous. And here's the thing. She knows it.
She knows it. This guy has major Baptist preacher vibes. God, I do like his hairline, though. That's so fucking awesome.
That is why she played that card. She understands the power of her weaponized tears. Okay, we'll bring you updates as it comes. I'm looking for the hospital to make a response this week.
Yeah, so as you guys saw there, okay, that didn't age well. And at the ending there,
Yeah,
you know
obviously.
what Rashad was going to do. If that hospital didn't fire this woman,
I don't know if we want to
I'm trying to remember if he
listen to
goes-
Greg's commentary.
I'm trying to remember if he goes back to the clip or not. I thought it was a longer clip, but okay, maybe not.
Oh, in the video?
Well, the original video was 6 minutes, but I thought he played the whole video, but I guess he didn't.
No, he usually doesn't play the whole video.
Okay.
A few days ago, after a video went viral.
So basically, he kind of says nothing. He just kind of says like, you know, he just kind of relates the facts about the receipts. And they don't really add any commentary till the end, which is kind of interesting commentary.
To the bike. But that doesn't mean they're trying to find the individuals who are part of this narrative side. The hospital had a statement at that time, and they were troubled by what they saw as well. So were we. Now, if
This is the total backpedaling. He's like, listen, I'm just going with what everyone else is saying.
Right.
You know, the narrative here, you know, everyone was talking a bunch of shit. So we were talking shit too. It's like, maybe you shouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're supposed to be a journalist.
this is true, which confirmation is still pending, still trying to find the individuals who are part of this narrative on the other side. If it is
Oh, they're looking for the black kids. Nice.
true, it does prove, in my opinion, that Ms. Comrie had a good faith belief that she, in fact, had a right to the bike. But that doesn't mean the young men did not. It doesn't mean they did not have a good faith belief that the bike was not hers. That part of the story is important too. Yelling, help me, when there's a conflict over a bicycle in the middle of the street and there's a young black male next to you, that could be a very dangerous situation for something that's basically a civil dispute. So while I will absolutely continue to update this story as the facts prevail, I will say there's a wisdom to being civil in all cases. To those who have been, let's say, threatening to this young lady, I would never condone that under no circumstance at all. Physical violence is not your answer whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, she should just be, lose her job, and should accuse her of all horrible manners under the sun. But listen, let's be civil about it, right?
I mean, the kids told her, get the fuck out of here, dumbass, which sounds a little threatening to me, but. And they were there.
Any gains you make because of physical violence are not sustainable. Only the gains you make through righteous actions are. To the young men who are involved in this now very national narrative, according to the last report, they cannot be identified. Now,
What? The dude's face is totally in the video. How can they not identify that guy?
Yeah. No, it's pretty surprising no one's figured
His
it out yet.
face is clearly visible. Somebody's not really trying, I think.
Well, two people's faces are clearly visible.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
This the guy who talks about the dead battery. Maybe dead battery. Who knows what
Whatever
he's
he was
talking-
talking about, yeah.
Yeah, both clearly visible. What's the matter? Get that AI bot going. Do some facial recognition software.
Naturally, we know somebody knows who they are, and they know who they are. If you feel as if it is necessary in order to place your side on the table, and you are authentic about your belief that this was your bike.
Oh my God. Okay, let me translate for you.
Yeah,
He's saying,
tell me.
if you were trying to jack that bike, stay missing. Okay, do not come forward.
Was that what he was saying?
Yeah, basically. You didn't hear the
minute.
same thing I heard?
Go back.
Look,
Back up the tape.
he is
if
clear as
it
day.
is necessary in order to place your side on the table, and you are authentic about your belief that this was your bike.
If you're authentic about your belief
He
that
said
this
speak
was
up.
your bike.
Speak
He's
up.
not saying hide.
And
If you are authentic in your belief,
right. I think you're
in
I think you're being a little bad faith.
in your
Gary.
good
Bad
faith
Barry
belief,
here.
if you are authentic, if like for instance you
understand what you're
were
saying.
trying to bike jack her or anything like that, please come forward. But if you were trying to bike jack her,
it's a little. That's not fair. That's not fair.
that's not fair.
Come on.
That's
No,
totally
come on.
fair. What are you talking about?
No, come on.
What do you mean?
Come on.
Do you think he wants him to come forward? Look, if they're all in jail right now for bike theft, you think he wants to know about it? You think he wants to run that story?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Okay.
No way that's going to happen.
Okay.
to the company, well, listen, at some point, naturally, you got to provide the goods. The attorney is going on national news. He's saying that these confirmations are there. News outlets are reaching out. We do expect a full update as far as what actually transpired. And lastly, as I said before, her good faith belief does not negate their good faith belief that they were in the right too. All right, wise thoughts
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
here.
You know, this is a story that's near and dear to me as a native New Yorker. I try to tell people that there's a level of discernment that kind of comes with being a New Yorker, right? You are interacting and dealing with so many people every single day. You need to learn who's who and what's what. I think that's why there was such a viral nature of the Jordan Neely situation on the train, where that young man was killed for basically no reason.
For basically no reason.
Don't you love it? Then he's gonna like bring the Jordan Neely thing in.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand, this guy was killed for no reason. I mean, he threatened.
Reason.
He threatened.
No reason.
He threatened a whole carload of people, but you know.
Right.
Most New Yorkers can understand when somebody poses an actual threat and somebody who's just being loud. This lady, you know, being in the middle of the street, a crowded street, and saying, "Oh my God, help me." Nobody's falling for that.
That street is not crowded whatsoever. I see two people.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a crowded street. Look, I've seen New York crowded streets. That's not a crowded street. I'd be like, where is everybody? I was thinking, where is everybody?
Well,
You
could
know
have
what I
been
mean?
like a
For the
side
most
or
part,
something.
nobody's falling for that. So I'm glad everybody was able to get out of this unscathed, because yes, there is a certain level of, you know, this could escalate quite quickly. But I think most New Yorkers take a pride in understanding the difference between your physical safety being at risk and, you know, people disputing over a goddamn city bike.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's still her fault. It's still her fault.
Yeah,
She
Of
should have
course
let
it
him
is.
take it. Yes.
of course.
So there's
it is.
there's the half walk back.
I mean, if somebody, hell, if I was walking by, my first inclination would have been, is she getting robbed? What's going on, right? That would have been my first thought.
It's kind of funny that you watch the video and you don't think that at all. What's
Well, it's
going
kind of
on?
funny. It's funny. He says, "My first thought is she getting robbed?" And it's like, well, they could have been attempting to rob her. That's kind of the issue here.
Yeah,
right?
we don't know that that's not the case.
Right. We don't know. It's not what happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. Okay. So let's
What's happening over here?
let's
What's that?
bring up the TikToks.
Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.